hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for clicking on another one of my videos. For today's video is going to be a super quick one. I won't keep you for too long, but I'm going to go through the 3 books that I read in April. Technically, it's like 3.5 books because one of these books I still haven't read, so I'm including it, but I'm not including it because I'm only halfway through it. The first 2 books that I read this month, they are part of the same series, and I read these for a blog tour. So if you are interested in finding out more about these books, if you click on the link below, I'll link my blog tour post for that. So obviously, because I was part of the blog tour, these were sent to me as like an ad gifted copy, just a full disclaimer. So the first one is The Loop by Ben Oliver, and then the second one is The Block by Ben Oliver. The Loop came out last year, and then The Block is the newest book, and it came out at the start-ish of April. And these were very kindly sent to me by Chicken House. What I really enjoy about these books, if you look on the back, it says like turn to the certain page to get an idea of what the book's about, and then it gives like what the book is like in 3 words. I just think that's a really cool concept. If you see it in a shop, you'd be intrigued to pick it up by looking at those. Yeah, this was a super interesting series so far. So it's going to be a trilogy, and then I'm kind of annoyed at the fact that it's a whole year until the next book comes out. But it's essentially a sort of thriller, dystopian, sci-fi. It is YA, and it's set in the sort of like near future, and technology is very much taking over the world. The main character, he is in a prison, and it's essentially like death row, but the prisoners can stall their death if they take part in different like experiments and things. If they take part in the experiments, then they can stay alive, but these experiments are not very nice, you know, there's a lot of like testing, that sort of thing. The prison is pretty much run by AI, apart from one person that goes in to give them a meal per day. There's one day where the prison just sort of goes down, all the electricity goes off, and you're like, what's going on? And there's like a war outside, and it's all about sort of how the prisoners like escape and what they do, and like what happens when like AI goes wrong. And then obviously with this book, then I won't go too much into detail with this book because it'll ruin this book, but yeah, the world building is really good. Enjoyed The Block more than I enjoyed The Loop. I think I give this one 3 stars, 3.5 stars, and then I give this one 4 stars, but they were both really enjoyable. This is very good at setting up and world building and sort of getting you used to the characters and the type of world that it is, and then The Block delves a lot more into the plot, so I definitely recommend carrying on with the series. If you like Black Mirror, you'll definitely enjoy these books. The next book that I read in April, so it's quite bad actually, because I read all of these books in the space of 3 days, one after each other over the bank holiday weekend, and then didn't end up reading, well, I did read other books, but I didn't end up finishing any other books for the rest of the month. Do you know when you just, I don't know, I got myself into a bit of a reading slump, and then I just wasn't feeling reading books, and it just gets like that sometimes, doesn't it? The 3rd book that I read this month was called Watch Her Fall, and it's by Erin Kelly. And I'll put a little photo up here if I can figure out how to edit that in. This was a thriller. It was sort of like a mystery thriller. It was all about a ballerina. Can't remember the name of the character because as soon as I finish a book, it all goes from my head. So the main character finally got the role that she wanted in Swan Lake, and it just sort of follows her journey, and there's a lot that happens. And I'll be honest with you, like I did spend quite a lot of reading the book quite confused, but it was interesting. Definitely a really good thriller if you enjoy ballet. I'm not really into ballet massively, but I love like learning about new things, and I did learn a lot about ballet because like with Swan Lake she plays like the 2 characters, and yeah, it was really interesting overall. I wouldn't say it was like my favourite thriller ever. I've passed it on to one of my friends now, so that's why I don't have the physical books anymore. I did spend a lot of it quite lost because the plot is quite jumpy. That's how it's intended as the book, but there's a lot of time where you're just sitting there going, what? What's going on? Like, who are all these characters? But it does make sense in the end, obviously. That was the last book that I actually read in April, and then I spent the rest of the month trying to finish The Shining, and I'm so frustrated with myself because this is a book that I thought that I was really gonna love, and I mean, any Stephen King fan, when you ask them what their favourite books are, like their top 5 King books, The Shining is usually in there. I know it's like top tier, but for some reason I just couldn't get into it. I did really enjoy it to begin with, and then I put it down and I just didn't pick it. Well, I did pick it back up, and I'm maybe about halfway through now. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this book, but I'm just getting such like a mental block. So I initially wanted to read this because I set up a read along for it over Easter weekend. I was super excited to start it, but if you're anything like me and you're a massive mood reader, like, you'll completely understand where I'm coming from. But I've definitely got to be in the right frame of mind to read certain books, and if I don't, it can put me into a reading slump, and I don't know, you know when you just try to force yourself to read a book and then you're not enjoying it? Because I know that I'd probably really love this book if I read it at the right time, so I don't think it's the right book for me to read at the moment. But then I've committed so much time to trying to finish it now, I just want to sort of finish it and then maybe pick it up again when I'm in the mood for it a little bit more. I don't know, like, if you've read this book, like, please reassure me that it does get better, because I know that it does, and I know that if I was like in the mood to read this, it'd probably be up there with my favourite King books, because the writing is fantastic. I mean, of course, like, Stephen King does drag things on a bit. I mean, is there a Stephen King book where he doesn't over talk about everything? Oh, hello Luna, do you want to say hello? Oh, you're not impressed with me, are you? To be honest, I thought April was going to be a very good reading month for me, especially because I started off in the first couple of days reading 3 books as well, and it just wasn't, because I was determined to pick this up, and then I felt really bad because I didn't finish it, and it was like my read along. It's not like it's even a bad book, like, I am enjoying it when I'm picking it up, especially at the beginning. I really enjoyed it. She loves the fuss, just because my hands are moving around and she wants me to fuss her. I would love to be the person that wasn't a mood reader, you know? Like, I'd love to just be able to pick up any book and just read it straight away. If you want to leave a like, if you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. Let me know in the comments what your favourite read of April was. I'd love to know. And let me know as well with The Shining, like, please reassure me. Does it get better? I know it's gonna get better. I feel like I just need to stick with it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.